For the next hour, what we're going to do is we're going to have a discussion on something that's probably the most serious thing that you'll deal with when you're in the schools. As you can see, we're going to talk about school violence and bullying. How many of you, just show of hands, have already dealt with something like a bullying issue in your school? If you're an SRO, you probably already have. These children who are getting bullied are missing school. What's that going to do as far as their schoolwork, Corey? How's that going to affect that?
It'll make them suffer.
They're going to suffer? Somebody else. Add to that. Valerie.
It's going to put them behind.
They're going to get behind. They're going to have to play catch up. Do you think, Jimmy, are they going to miss more than one day?
Yes.
Probably on the average, it's about a day a week. It's hard to stay caught up if you're missing that much school. This is a growing issue. This issue is growing on steroids. And it's already led to even some shootings, murders, things like that. Let me give you some history. If I throw out a name, you guys will instantly know the situation I'm talking about. Why do you think that is? If I said Sandy Hook, do you automatically know what I'm talking about? Are those images not seared in our mind? If I said Columbine, do you know what those two incidents have in common? They have a lot of things in common, but there's a couple of things that I want to point out.
They forever changed the way we deal with active shooters.
Okay, they changed the way we deal with active shooters. That's very good. Somebody else. Eric.
Kids are being bullied.
Bingo. Did everybody hear what Eric just said? These started by someone or several people bullying these kids. At some point in time, these kids were harassed, bullied, and they were bullied so much that it led to a national incident.
I love to see an officer in every school. I know sometimes with budgeting and personnel issues that's hard to do, and that's where we're at. We're trying to get there, and we're only just a few officers shy of being able to have an officer in every school. Because I think more than anything, even though you're there for their safety, maybe their education, I think to be able to build relationships with those kids, I mean, those are the ones when they're, all the way elementary school, 10, 11, 12 years old, getting ready to go to middle and then high school. What you instill in them as a DARE instructor or as a school resource officer or whatever you're called, they'll never forget you. They'll see you years down the road when they're in college or out at the grocery store or at the movie theater, and they'll know you right off the bat. They'll have to remind you who they are because they change a lot over those years. But building those relationships with not only the staff but those kids is immeasurable. And even though I've been a DARE officer for 12 years, I think it's a great program, and I know it works. I know it's hard to weigh that, but I think just being in the schools and teaching them something, whether it's GREAT or DARE or Rad Kids or just eating lunch with them or playing on the playground with them or going to after-school events like ball games, stuff like that, just being a part of their lives is what's the most valuable.